What's going on, YouTube? Happy Friday night. So these four vehicles are all 1980. We have two Toyota Land Cruisers, one Ford Bronco, and one Pontiac Trans Am. Shout out to Andrew Jaremko for the trade on this tan color Land Cruiser. I like it with the gray interior. I think that only leaves me the black one. I think that's the only one I need now. But all of these vehicles, 1980, these three toolings here are all Johnny Lightning toolings. And then the Trans Am is obviously a green light. Now, while the Bronco is a Johnny Lightning tooling, it's only ever been released as a racing champ. Johnny has never put it out. So anyways, so like I was saying, all four of those cars represent the year 1980. 1981. You want to see how far the fall from grace was for Plymouth. From the Hemi Cuda to the Superbird, all the way to the Horizon. Tells, you know, the cars like this set the tone for the 1980s. Here you have a nice little Johnny Lightning G-Body 1981 Chevy Malibu. For 1982, we have a Konami Honda Prelude and a Kyosho Nissan Skyline. Really nice looking R30. In 1983, we have a Tomica Limited Vintage Honda CRX. Pretty sure this is a first gen CRX. And TLV is at the top. In regards to fit and finish and quality and detail, they are at the top of the mountain by themselves. I would place Kyosho slightly below them. Auto World would be somewhere below that, but I think even Konami I would put at least at or above Auto World. 1984. When I purchased this vehicle off of eBay, for some reason I thought it was like a late 60s, early 70s. It definitely looks like it has some Mustang influence. It's a beautiful car, but yeah, it's a 1984 Aston Martin V8 Vantage. A very unique looking car for that decade. You know, there's really nothing else from that decade that looks anything like this. And it just looks like it came 10 or 20 years before it did. But I am glad I bought it. I love the car. So, 1985, we have another Konami Toyota Celica. Very nice detail, as you can see. 1986, Racing Champs, Buick Regal. Another nice G-body car. I really wish that Round 2 would give this car an Auto World release, or at least tool it for the Auto World line. This is a great little car. It's a Racing Champs release, but at least with Round 2, they go all out with the detail. And I like the wheels on this car. Nice wheel choice. The only thing about the car that I don't particularly care for is the two-tone paint. Kind of wish it was either all gray or all black. But I like the car. It's the only example of that tooling that I have. So, 1987, we have some green light castings. Really nice Pontiac Firebird. A fantastic looking Jeep Wrangler. Lens headlights and taillights. Rubber tires with tread, an extreme amount of detail. These Jeep Wranglers are the nicest Jeep Wranglers in 1:64 scale. And while that may not seem like it's saying much because there aren't a lot of brands out there that do it, really only Hot Wheels, Matchbox, none of the other premium brands do it. You know, even Johnny Lightning doesn't. The Jeep they do is an old Willys. Well, no, they do a CJ. But, you know, if Kyosho were to do a late 80s, early 90s Jeep Wrangler, I would suspect it would probably look a lot like this. And if it were to look better than this, I really couldn't imagine it being a whole lot better. They're very well proportioned, very proper stance. Ton of great detail on these Jeeps. This is from the Hollywood release. And this is basically MacGyver's Jeep. Check out the grille with the lens headlights. Detailed indicators. It's got a winch on there. Prototypical wheels. Greenlight does prototypical wheels on probably 20 to 25% of their castings. And these Jeeps are some of those castings. So here's another Greenlight with prototypical wheels. 1987 Ford Mustang GT 5.0. Those are the prototypical wheels for the GT Mustang. Really nice looking red interior. I love my Fox bodies. There's no secret about that. Anyways, 1988. How about a Ferrari that really doesn't look much like a Ferrari? You think Ferrari, you think sports car, you think supercar. You don't necessarily think GT car. But Ferrari did make them, and they made them from the 60s all the way into the 90s. And I think still to this day, they have at least one or two Grand Touring cars. But this is a beautiful car. You know, with the Kyosho Ferraris, it's always the 458 Italia, the F40, the 599, the 355, the 512, the GTO. You know, it's all the sports cars and supercars that pop up. It doesn't seem like the GT cars are quite as common. So I was happy to scoop this up at a pretty cheap price. I actually scooped another one up today. So, although I think that one qualifies more as a sports car than a GT car. But there's something about this car. I love the lines on this car. It's just got a really classy look to it. The wheels could be a little bit better, but those are prototypical. Lens headlights and taillights and just fantastic detail. And then for the year 1989, we have a Konami Mazda MX. Whoa now. I don't know if this is was the Miata an MX-5? I can't read it. I know it's an MX. I just don't know if it's an MX-5. But regardless, it's a Mazda Miata 1989 from Konami. Really nice car. Lens headlights, lens taillights, rubber tires with tread, prototypical wheels, hardtop convertible. Actually, that would be a soft top convertible, but it's just top up. That's kind of what I meant. What I meant by that is that it's a convertible with the top up. Something you don't see a lot of in 1:64 scale. Typically, the convertible cars don't have a top at all. I think it would be really cool to see one of these without the canvas top. I don't think it's ever been released. I think they've only released this, the canvas soft top, and the truck. I've never really thought about that before, but I don't know if they are configured for it or not. But that would be awesome. I wonder what that would look like. I wonder if you could do it custom that way. You would have to cut the windshield off of the top, though, to do it. Well, there's a thought for all you customizers. Make a convertible Land Cruiser. Anyways, there you go. 1980 all the way up through 1989. With every year represented. I'm going to put one of my cabins together for that little plot of land over there. We'll have to see how that comes out. But anyways, everybody, thank you for watching the video. Happy 80s night. Have a good weekend. Happy hunting. I'll talk to y'all at the next video.